I've been asked to make a quick video on Team 1481's standard parametric chassis. This model is driven by a skeleton file called the Mother, which is partially Megan's humor. By inputting dimensions into this file and then checking in and saving it, it drives all the other components. So let's quickly go through making modifications. So under iLogic, you'll need to turn the iLogic on. When I downloaded the file, I had to activate iLogic. Let's make a quick change and go to a 4-inch wheel. And you can see that the wheels, the axles are below the bottom of the rail, so we need to make a correction to the ground clearance. Ground clearance is in between the ground and the bottom of the chassis. So 4 inches divided by 2 is a 2-inch radius. Let's say we have 1-inch clearance, and now we're in the middle. You can drive this all the way up and down, probably drive it up on all the way and down, as long as the hole for the axle doesn't go into the wall of the tube. And the bumper clearance, once again, can be moved up and down per the specifications. I'm going to set it basically to nominal. And the drop clearance is set for a 1/4 inch. I'm going to set that to 1/8. I'm going to save this and check it back in. Come back in and update. You'll see the wheels have updated and moved around. Let's say we want to increase, move the wheels forward and make modifications to the bumper attachment points. So let's go back in and check this out. Come in on this sketch, come in the model. Let's say we want to increase the spacing on the wheels to 10 inches. These dimensions are going to be driven by what belts are available. You could also make modifications to the bumper attachment points. I'm just going to add 1 inch to this. And you can move the bridges too at the same time. It's easier when you have the 4-inch wheels and there's more space in the chassis. This is a pretty long chassis. The chassis dimensions can be, the length and the width can be also modified too. So I'm going to save this, check it back in, come back to the model, regenerate. You can see the bumper mountings and the wheels have all moved. One of the other features that is allowed to be changed is the front opening. So let's say we have an opening depth of 8 inches. And you can see right now that with this opening here, the bumper mounts are too far out. So I'm going to come in and I'm going to change those to 3.5. I've done this a couple times, so I'm gotten used to it. I'm going to check this back in. We'll update this. You can see on the first pass, basically opens the front, leaves 6 inches, which is the normal requirement. Every year is going to be different. And the second time you regenerate, the bumpers are going to update. This also drives back into the models for all the individual pieces. So for instance, let's open up the frame. Then I'm going to open up the side rail. One of the cool things about this is we now can go in and if we regenerate this, you can see the cam file is based on the previous design. Come in on our cam and we say generate. It regenerates the cam file and goes through. So now we can come back in here, simulate this. Goes through. If you zoom way out, it goes faster, and now you can see the cam file has updated. The other thing that will happen is I pulled the drawing up. The drawing will update, so all these dimensions have now been updated. You can see that since the geometry moved, you're going to have to basically move the adjust these around in order to clean up the drawing, and then you can print it. Okay, so let's go back and let's make a modification here. Check out, come in, and let's change to 6-inch wheels. So ground clearance would be 2 inches. That would put it dead center in the tube. And let's also make the bumper, let's say make the bumper 2.5. We're just going to have it a little bit above the bottom of the rail. Let's come back into the chassis, update. You can see the wheel is into the front and the wheel is into the back. Let's come back in and fix that. I like working from the sketch because I can visually see I can see how things are working as it's modified. In fact, you can see that we're into the rail right here. So let's go to 9.5. That pulls everything back. This is looking tight, so let's push the bridges. And let's bring the bumper mounts in. Save the sketch. Check it back in. Come back in, regenerate. You can see the wheels are clearing now. Looks like the bumper mounts are good. Alright, let's go to an 8-inch wheel. So we want to keep this, we want to keep the axle inside. You can see the axle's at the top of the lower tube. So let's come in and set it to nominal. What the heck, let's put the bumpers 4 inches off the ground. Come in, regenerate. Now we really got interference. I probably needed to do that in the sketch. So somewhere around 8.75, Seems like it gets enough clearance to the chassis. Bridges look like they're in a good place. If you set these to 1/2 inch for these attachment points, they'll line up the holes in the VEX tube. I'm going to check this in. Come back. Regenerate. Looks like it's a little bit tight. However, looks like it would work. So that's a quick overview on the standard chassis and how to input things. Hope this is helpful, and good luck with your season.